All right, guys. Hello. Good afternoon to you. I'm Jacqueline Fernandez reporting to you from the Alert Center. It's something everyone's discussing, right? We're going to talk about the Trump trial. A big question that was interesting to me was, could you be an impartial juror in Trump's criminal trial? Probably, there's there's a lot of conflict with him, right? I think we can all agree upon that. So today's history in the making in America. Jury selection begins today for former President Donald Trump's criminal trial as it is underway. So we're going to take a look over on our website. So that's WOWT.com there. And if you click on our story, there is a story from NBC reporter Gloria Pazmino. So I'm going to play this out and let's take a listen in.
Former President Donald Trump is on trial, charged with 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree.
Under New York state law, it is a felony to falsify business records with intent to defraud and an intent to conceal another crime. That is exactly what this case is about.
Trump has pleaded not guilty and denied the allegations.
This is an assault on America. Nothing like this has ever happened before.
Prosecutors say Trump tried to cover up hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels in order to silence her about a sexual encounter she says she had with him in 2006, which Trump denies. Prosecutors are expected to argue it was all part of a broader scheme to influence the 2016 election. Hundreds of New Yorkers will report for jury duty this morning, but picking the right jurors won't be simple. 12 men and women, plus 6 alternates, will ultimately decide Trump's fate. Jurors will answer a 42-question survey as both sides try to spot signs of bias. Both prosecutors and the defense want to know where jurors get their news. If they ever worked for the Trump organization, they'll be asked if they support or are members of the Proud Boys and other groups. The trial is expected to include testimony from witnesses including Michael Cohen, Stormy Daniels, and former White House staffers Hope Hicks and Kellyanne Conway. In Manhattan, I'm Gloria Pazmino.
All right, so that story from Gloria Pazmino this morning. So that kind of gives you an update as to, what's going on in Manhattan today, right? What is happening as history is being made one step at a time. So I actually thought the 42 questions in the questionnaire were really intriguing. So I kind of printed them all out for you guys. Okay, so I could step over here and, just pages of pages for these 42 questions. And then they have different questions from these questions depending on how potential jurors answer the initial question. So a lot of the questions are basically just talking a little bit about, who are you? What are you doing? What do you do for a living? Do you, are you married? Are you single? Do you have children? It would appear that, the court wants to get some ideas, better ideas of, who you are and how, who you are in society and as a person and this kind of thing. So that is something of note for sure. I'm going to head over actually to NBC News here so we can chat about this. So the Trump trial begins. You can see here live about 45 minutes ago. The trial takes a break for lunch, so there's part of that. Then if we click over here, here's kind of a breakdown from NBC News, what to know about Trump's hush money trial. But chatting a little bit about some of the questions here. Let's keep it on this image of former President Trump while we chat. So, other than the obvious, I thought question 10 was kind of interesting. Which of the following print publications, cable and or network programs, or online media such as websites, blogs, or social media platforms do you visit, read, or watch, right? So this is something, that clearly is of interest. Question 21A, do you have any political, moral, intellectual, or religious beliefs or opinions which might prevent you from following the court's instructions on the law or which might slant your approach to this case? So there's a lot of soul searching that goes into this. Just some personal news. I was recently selected as a potential juror and did not make the cut. But yeah, these questions get very personal. Both sides, the defense, the prosecution, they want to know who you are. If you can be an impartial juror for the person that is undergoing, for the person who's basically the person you're there for. So another question for you, this is under question 29A. Have you, a relative, a friend, or a close friend ever worked or volunteered for a Trump presidential campaign? And then under that, there's B, C, and D. So B, have you ever attended a rally, campaign, or event for Donald Trump? We have C, and then D, do you currently follow Donald Trump on any social media site, or have you done so in the past? And the lists kind of go on from there. Question 30 I thought was kind of interesting as well. Have you ever considered yourself a supporter or belong to any of the following groups, right? So these groups are listed on this questionnaire right for you. So the first one is the QAnon movement, Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, 3%ers, Boogaloo Boys, Antifa. So, you know, of course, everyone's hoping that, you know, it's your duty, I would say, as an American citizen to answer these questions honestly in order to be an effective juror for Trump's criminal trial. So again, a lot going on today. I'll head back over to NBC News for you. And then let's head to the breaking news section. So the live section here, these are live, let's head back up to the top. So the trial's on break until about 1:30 p.m. So it's 12:13 here our time. So of course this is something that multiple news outlets are covering today. As I mentioned, history in the making. This is the first former president, Donald Trump, to ever be criminally prosecuted, right? So this is really, really major for America, and it's interesting in an election year, of course, how the events from this criminal trial proceed and, you know, what the voter takes away from this trial, both positive and negative, I would assume. Now, something interesting, both legal teams can contest the jurors selected for this case, especially if they believe a potential juror would not be fair or impartial in this case. So this is a process that really could last a long time, I'm assuming, if they, you know, want to make sure that they're finding the right people who don't hold any biases for or against Donald Trump in any way. So this is something that we'll be keeping a close eye on. In the meantime, I do want to let you know, we'll just take a live look outside. It's a beautiful day out there again, so thank you to our meteorologists who, if they have anything to do with the outcome of today's weather, we do appreciate it. Here's a live look from Children's Nebraska Cam. Not a cloud in the sky, a beautiful day. Too bad it's not a 3-day weekend, huh? I mean, don't you want to be outside? Just look at how gorgeous that is out there. So that's really great. So a live look from Children's Nebraska. Let's take a look at 90th and Dodge here as well. I always like to just kind of show you the flag blowing in the wind. So it is windy out there today. It's not a cold wind though. At least that's not what I experienced on my way walking to work. That's right, I walked to work. I'm pretty spoiled. And then taking a look at our Nebraska DOT camera, traffic seems to be flowing smoothly. A little bit more cloud coverage in these and this live image that we're showing you right now. And again, before you go, I mean, we just kind of want to let you know that you can always check the latest local news, national, international news on our website. That's WOWT.com. So that's a good resource for you. Our top story at the moment, OPD investigating shots fired in Midtown Omaha overnight, and then, you know, the national story with President Trump. So as we head back out to me on the Alert Desk, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me at the Alert Center today. I'm Jacqueline Fernandez, and be sure to stay tuned for our first broadcast, first at 3. So hopefully we'll see you then.